To thank cordially our honorable chief guest, Professor M.D. Sarwar Jahan, Principal Sherpur Govt College. Special guest, Professor M.D. Abdul Rashid, Vice Principal, Sherpur Govt College.
Not MD, Muhammad.
Sorry, sir. And Abdul Razzaq, MD Muhammad Abdul Razzaq Khan, Secretary, Teachers Council, Sherpur Govt College. Our main speaker, MD S.M. Farid Ahmed, Head of the Department of English, Sherpur Govt College. Our moderator, Shiv Shankar Karwa, Mentor, Sherpur Govt College Debating Club, and our newly recruited mentor, MD Mushir Rahman sir. I would also like to thank MD Kadir sir, MD Abdul Kadir sir, Department of Bangla, MD Shah Kamal sir, Head of the Department of Botany. I would also like to thank our speakers for their precious time. Most importantly, I would like to thank you for your energetic participation in the English Speaking and Debate Workshop 2020. Now, I would like to invite our moderator, Shiv Shankar Karwa, Mentor, Sherpur Govt College, to say his opening speech.
Thank you, Shurab. Good morning, dear students. Our Honorable Principal, Chief Guest this program, our Honorable Vice Principal, Special Guest, Professor Abdul Rashid Sir, Professor Muhammad Shah Kamal Sir, Assistant Mentor Mushir Rahman, General Secretary of Teachers Council Muhammad Abdul Razzaq Khan, my dearest colleague Muhammad Abdul Kadir, and dear student. At first, we arranged this English debate from Sherpur Debating Club, and we also enjoy this program. We are also with the foreign language English. I hope this debate will help us to communicate this language. English is an international language, so we keep build up our communicative skills, and we precious that in future most of students will participate this English debate. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite our newly recruited Assistant Mentor, MD Mushir Rahman sir, to say something.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum and late good morning. Greetings everyone. Now for English speaking and debating workshop, our honorable chief guest, Professor Muhammad Sarwar Jahan, honorable principal sir, Sherpur Govt College, and also presented here our specialist, Professor Muhammad Abdul Rashid sir, and General Secretary of Teachers Council, MD Abdul Razzaq Khan sir, main speaker, Hasan Farid Ahmed, and our honorable mentor, Shiv Shankar Karwa sir, and my beloved students and debaters, again take my salam and blade good morning. You know that already our presenters delivered that I have been new recruited as the assistant mentor. Assistant mentor on Sherpur Govt College Debating Club. Actually, I have no any experience on English debating sector side. While I was a university student, then I was engaged with debate, but it was a Bangla debate, not English debate. But while I will take time, I hear some debate on English and Bangla, but not I am expert on this sector. Our honorable authority recruited as a mentor. I hope that I will try to my best on a position, and I will always support to you every side. And hopefully the Sherpur Debating Club future time will prospects, and their debating workshop helps to students to try to speak in English. And I am also engaged with you and try to how to learn speak in English and debate. And thank you so much, everybody. Our honorable guest, or almost our honorable guest presented here. They will speak to you how to speak in English and importance on debate. Thank you so much. Pray to all, and everybody keep well. Thank you so much.
Now, I would like to invite one of our speakers, Khalid Hussain, lecturer of English Department of English, Sherpur Govt College.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I would like to thank the Sherpur Debating Society, Sherpur Debating Club of Sherpur Govt College to arrange such a program. The honorable authorities are present here, and the students who are present here. To this arrangements. I have a session with you. I will talk to you later. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite MD Abdul Razak Khan, Secretary of Teachers Council, Sherpur Govt College, to say something.
আমাকে বাংলায় বলতে হবে, কারণ আমি ইংলিশতে অতটা পারদর্শী নই। আজকে এই ইংলিশ স্পিকিং অ্যান্ড ডিবেট ওয়ার্কশপ 2020 শেরপুর এই অনুষ্ঠানে সম্মানিত সভাপতি, উপস্থিত অত্র কলেজের সুযোগ্য অধ্যক্ষ প্রফেসর আমার শেরপুর সরকারি কলেজ কর্তৃক আয়োজিত আজকে এই অনুষ্ঠান আসতে পেরে আমি গর্ববোধ করছি। বর্তমান বিশ্বে আমাদের সুশিক্ষিত হতে হলে বাংলা এবং ইংরেজি দুটোতেই পারদর্শী হতে হবে। বাংলাদেশ সরকার এ বিষয়ে উদ্যোগ নিয়েছে। বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় মঞ্জুরি কমিশন 20 বছরের একটা টার্গেট নিয়েছে যে বাংলার পাশাপাশি ইংরেজিতেও দক্ষ হতে হবে। একটি দেশের উন্নয়ন নির্ভর করে সে দেশের মানব সম্পদের উপর। মানব সম্পদ যদি শক্তিশালী হয় তাহলে দেশের উন্নয়ন সম্ভব। এই মানব সম্পদের উন্নয়ন হতে হলে অবশ্যই বাংলা এবং ইংরেজি দুটোই সুশিক্ষিত হতে হবে। পৃথিবীর প্রায় 350 মিলিয়ন লোক ইংরেজি ভাষায় কথা বলে এবং 60টি দেশের মতো দেশ 60টি দেশ এর ইংরেজি ভাষা হলো অফিসিয়াল কার্যক্রমের ভাষা হলো ইংরেজি। সুতরাং আমাদের ইংরেজি ভাষায় পারদর্শী হতে হবে এবং সেই পারদর্শী হওয়ার জন্য আজকের এই উদ্যোগ। আমি মনে করি আমরা যখন স্কুল কলেজে পড়াশোনা করেছি আমরা কিন্তু এই সুযোগটা পাই না, যার জন্য আজকে ইংরেজিতে ফ্লুয়েন্টলি কথা বলতে পারি না। ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে যখন পড়াশোনা করি তখন ইংরেজি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কোর্স করার জন্য অনার্স প্রথম বর্ষে আমরা একটা অ্যাডমিশন টেস্ট দিয়েছিলাম, সেই অ্যাডমিশন টেস্টে উত্তীর্ণ হতে পারি। দ্বিতীয়বার দিয়ে উত্তীর্ণ হতে পারি, তৃতীয়বার সময় আমি উত্তীর্ণ হই এবং 1 বছরে একটা ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কোর্স করেছিলাম। সেই ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কোর্সে অনেক কিছু শিখতে পেরেছি এবং ওই সময় আমি কিছুটা ইংরেজি কথা বলতে পারতাম, কিন্তু এখন চর্চা না থাকার কারণে সেটাও হ্রাস পেয়েছে। এবং আমি মনে করি তোমাদের একটা সুযোগ এসেছে এই কলেজে যে ইংরেজি এই যে ডিভিডিং কোর্স বা ইংলিশে এটা যদি তোমরা শিখতে পারো তাহলে তোমরা আমি মনে করি তোমরা তোমাদের যে লক্ষ্য সেই লক্ষ্যকে তোমরা বুঝতে পারবে। ইংরেজি শিখতে যারা শিখেছো বা শিখতে যাচ্ছ তারা অবশ্যই পরবর্তী তোমাদের সুন্দর একটা ক্যারিয়ার গ্রহণ করতে পারবে। তারা বিভিন্ন ভালো ভাইবা বোর্ডে বিভিন্ন চাকরিতে তারা ভালো করতে পারবে এবং ভবিষ্যতে বুঝতে পারবে। কিছুদিন আগে আমার বড় বোনের মেয়ে সে বিসিএস ভাইবা দিতে গেছে, রিটেন খুব ভালো পরীক্ষা দিয়েছে। তার প্রথম চয়েস ছিল প্রশাসনে যাওয়া এবং পররাষ্ট্র ক্যাডারে যাওয়া। সে ভাইবা বোর্ডে গিয়ে যখন ফেস করছে তখন তাকে জিজ্ঞেস বলা হয়েছে যে তোমার রোহিঙ্গা ক্রাইসিস নিয়ে তোমাকে কিছু বলতে হবে। তো সে কিছু বলতে 2-3 লাইন বলতে পারছে আর বাকিটা পারে না। তারা সেটা ভালো চোখে দেখেনি যে ফরেন অ্যাফেয়ার্সে তারপরে প্রশাসনে বা অন্যান্য ক্যাডার যেতে হলে অবশ্যই তাকে ইংরেজি পারদর্শী হবে। আমি মনে করি তোমরা আজকে সেই সুযোগ পেয়েছো, পেতে যাচ্ছ, এটার চর্চা যদি তোমরা করো তাহলে অবশ্যই তোমরা সমস্ত পরীক্ষা তোমরা ভালো করবে। আমার বন্ধু এখন পররাষ্ট্র ক্যাডার একজন আছে, আমার রুমমেট সেও ইংলিশ স্টুডেন্ট ছিল, সেও ভালো ইংরেজি পারতো, এখনো সে একটা ভালো অবস্থানে আছে তার পররাষ্ট্র ক্যাডারে। আমি যখন ইউনিভার্সিটি পড়তাম তখন ইংরেজি ভালো অনুবাদ করতে পারতাম না, আমার রুমমেটকে আমি আমার ইতিহাসের অনুবাদ করতে দিতাম, সে সুন্দর অনুবাদ করে দিত এবং ইংরেজি বই আমাকে দিত, বলতো যে তোমার ইচ্ছে মতো 10টা ইংরেজি শব্দ ধরো। আমি যেগুলো প্রচলন নাই, যেগুলো ব্যবহার হয় না, ওগুলো ধরতাম, ওগুলো তুমি পারতেন, মানে পুরোটা। তো তোমরা সেইভাবে তোমরা সুশিক্ষিত হও, মানে পুরো ইংরেজি গ্রামার ইংরেজি ডিকশনারি তোমরা মুখস্থ করে ফেলো। আশা করি তোমরা অবশ্যই ভালো হবে, সুশিক্ষায় শিক্ষিত হবে এবং দেশকে অনেক এগিয়ে নিতে হবে। সেই প্রত্যাশা রেখে আমি আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করি। ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you, sir, for his direction speech. Now I would like to invite Muhammad Abdul Rashid, Vice Principal of Sherpur Govt College, and our favorite sir in English.
Hello everybody, very good morning to all of you. At the outset of my speech, I'd like to thank especially all you guys that you are hundreds of students here. English, that if we organize any cultural program, we don't find our students interested in that program, but English as a foreign language. And it is very much difficult to somebody, but you have turned up here, you have come here to listen this debate competition, to attend this party, and this is very much encouraging that all our students are very much interested either in taking part or at least they love hearing or listening English debates. This is very much encouraging. So, Honorable Chairman, Mr. Mentor, Sherpur Govt, and our Chief Guest, Professor Mohammad Sarwar Jahan, Honorable Principal of the College, and Honorable Secretary of the Staff Council, Mr. Abdul Razak Khan, and Honorable Main Speaker, S.M. Farid Ahmed, Assistant Professor Munira Parveen of English, Lecturer Mr. Khalid Hussain, and there is also our Mushir Rahman, Assistant Librarian cum Cataloger, also the Assistant Mentor of the Debating Club, Sherpur College Debating Club. So, when my students, especially some of the students of the debating club went to me and asked me that they would like to organize such a program, I was very much happy and I was very much delighted, and I agreed that okay, it is a very noble purpose, and this program must be implemented, and this is, I think, this is a moment of history. It's a history. And we are proud members, we are proud part of history that in a district level college, we are going to organize, we are going to hold a debating competition in English. When hundreds of students, thousands of students fail in English, they don't know how to write a single correct sentence. And when our academic standard is falling down and down gradually, in that perspective, in that condition, such a program will certainly go a long way in enhancing, in improving, in developing our skill. So, with a view to developing our skill, particularly in speaking, okay, you guys, you can write pages after pages, but expressing yourself needs courage, needs practice only. So if you practice, if you speak with yourself, if you practice speaking with your friends, if you write messages over Messenger or Facebook, sometimes we write Bangla messages using English letters. I'm giving an example. Bikale Ashio, Bikale, B-I-K-E or K-A-L-E, Bikale. So why? Come in the afternoon or come in the morning. So this is nothing but a matter of practice. When I was a trainee at NIME Dhaka, it was in 1997. 1997. There was a debate competition among teachers. We were teachers of English. When the debate competition was there, when the authority told us that particularly the teachers from different government colleges should participate in this program, many of our colleagues said, no, I can't. I can speak in the classroom, but speaking in a huge auditorium, speaking in front of so many learned people is very much difficult. At that time, I saw that two guys, one is a teacher of botany and another is a teacher of sociology from Kumudini Government College. Okay, they took part and they debated with us, and their performance was very much praiseworthy, very much appreciating. So, what I like to tell you is that just have courage, just forget about what other people say. Your slogan should be, I don't care. I don't care. When you talk with your friend, somebody will not take it easily. They will criticize you, they will discourage you. Our environment is like that. They will never encourage you. They will never push you forward, but they will pull you back. So, you should have that slogan that whatever you think about me, whether you encourage or discourage me, that doesn't matter. I'd like to go forward speaking English. That is the main thing. It needs only practice. Okay, even if your friend does not cooperate, does not help you speaking, you can speak with yourself. Suppose you can say that I'm Abdul Rashid, I'm a teacher, I'm a vice principal of the college. What should I have to do? What have I to do? What should I do or what shouldn't I do? If I do this, how is it going to be accepted by my colleagues, by my teachers, by my students. So, in the morning I did that thing. That was not right. So you can speak with your own self. That will help you greatly. And we organized a training program for the teachers at Sherpur Govt when I was a teacher there. And we invited a teacher from a private university. And he said that when I was a student, I practiced talking in my room, in my mess. And I said that, oh fan, you are my friend. When I feel hot, you give me cool air. So I love you. Hey. And he said that, oh my window. You are also a good friend to me. You give me light, you give me air. Yeah. Without this window, this room could have been very dark and very stuffy. So I need your help. And when one day he was speaking with some pots, with some pens or some windows, the boa, the maid servant, went to another of his friends, and she called him, dear, that my brother has gone mad. He's talking with the pen, he's talking with the chairs and tables. But he said that, no, I never felt disappointed. I went on and on. I went forward and forward. And finally, I became a teacher in a private university. So, what I tell you is that you should have courage. Now, Priti Akhtar, please come on the stage. Shalchabil Durdana, come on the stage. And Ripon, please come up. Okay, children is there. I haven't forgotten that. I don't forget. You stand up. Can you tell me why I have called these 4 people here? I like to introduce. Perhaps you all know them, and you have seen their performance in television, in BTV. This Ripon is now a student of management 3rd year. He is a national champion in debate. So we are proud. We feel very proud of him. He brought a great honor for our college. And here is Priti Akhtar. He is the best speaker. She is the best speaker. She was selected best speaker in the debate competition. And there is Salsavil Durdana. And also there is Shaurabh. And if you have watched their debate performance.
To thank cordially our honorable chief guest, Professor M.D. Sarwar Jahan, Principal Sherpur Govt College. Special guest, Professor M.D. Abdul Rashid, Vice Principal, Sherpur Govt College.
Not MD, Muhammad.
Sorry, sir. And Abdul Razak, M.D. Muhammad Abdul Razak Khan, Secretary, Teachers Council, Sherpur Govt College. Our main speaker, MD S.M. Farid Ahmed, Head of the Department of English, Sherpur Govt College. Our moderator, Shiv Shankar Karwa, mentor, Sherpur Govt College Debating Club, and our newly recruited mentor, MD Mushir Rahman sir. I would also like to thank MD Kadir sir, MD Abdul Kadir sir, Department of Bangla, MD Shah Kamal sir, Head of the Department of Botany. I would also like to thank our speakers for their precious time. Most importantly, I would like to thank you for your energetic participation in the English Speaking and Debate Workshop 2020. Now, I would like to invite our moderator, Shiv Shankar Karwa, mentor Sherpur Govt College, to say his opening speech.
Sherpur Govt. Good morning, dear students. Our honorable principal, chief guest this program, our honorable vice principal, special guest, Professor Abdul Rashid sir, Professor Muhammad Shah Kamal sir, assistant mentor Mushir Rahman, General Secretary of Teachers Council Muhammad Abdul Razzaq Khan, my dearest colleague Muhammad Abdul Qadir, and dear student. At first, we arranged this English debate from Sherpur Debating Club, and we also enjoy this program. We are also with the foreign language English. I hope this debate will help us to communicate this language. English is the international language, so we keep build up our communicative skills, and we pressure that in future most of students will participate this English debate. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite our newly recruited assistant mentor MD Mushir Rahman sir to say something.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum and late good morning. Greetings everyone. Now for English speaking and debating workshop, our honorable chief guest, Professor Hasan, honorable principal sir, Sherpur Govt College, and also presented here our specialist, Professor Muhammad Abdul Rashid sir, and General Secretary of Teachers Council, MD Abdul Razzaq sir, main speaker, Hasan, and our honorable mentor, Sherpur Govt, and my beloved students and debaters, again take my salam and blade good morning. You know that already our presenters delivered that I've been new recruited as the assistant mentor. Assistant mentor on Sherpur Govt College Debating Club. Actually, I have no any experience on English debating sectors. While I was a university student, then I was engaged with debate, but it was a Bangla debate, not English debate. But while I will take time, I hear some debate on English and Bangla, but not I am expert on this sector. Our honorable authority recruited as a mentor. I hope that I will try to my best on a position, and I will always support to you every side. And hopefully the Sherpur Debating Club future time will prospects, and their debating workshop helps to students to try to speak in English. And I am also engaged with you and try to how to learn speak in English and debate. And thank you so much, everybody. Our honorable guest, or almost our honorable guest presented here. They will speak to you how to speak in English and importance on debate. Thank you so much. Pray to all, and everybody keep well. Thank you so much.
Now I would like to invite one of our speakers, Khalid Hussain, lecturer of English Department of English, Sherpur Govt College.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I would like to thank the Sherpur Debating Society, Sherpur Debating Club of Sherpur Govt College to arrange such a program. The honorable authorities are present here and the students who are present here. Welcome to this arrangements. I have a session with you. I will talk to you later. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite MD Abdul Razak Khan, Secretary of Teachers Council, Sherpur Govt College, to say something.
শুধু বছর তো 3000 বছর দাম দাম সে হচ্ছে ওই কি করছিল রোলটা
আমাকে বাংলায় বলতে হবে কারণ আমি
ঠিক আছে
ইংলিশে অতটা পারদর্শী নই
কি বলবো
আজকে এই ইংলিশ স্পিকিং অ্যান্ড ডিবেট ওয়ার্কশপ শেরপুর এই অনুষ্ঠানের সম্মানিত সভাপতি উপস্থিত অত্র কলেজের সুযোগ্য অধ্যক্ষ আমার সম্মানিত শেরপুর সরকারি কলেজ কর্তৃক আয়োজিত আজকে এই অনুষ্ঠান আসতে পেরে আমি গর্ব করছি। বর্তমান বিশ্বে আমাদের সুশিক্ষিত হতে হলে বাংলা এবং ইংরেজি দুটোতেই পারদর্শী হতে হবে। বাংলাদেশ সরকার এই বিষয়ে উদ্যোগ নিয়েছে। বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় মঞ্জুরি কমিশন 20 বছরের একটা টার্গেট নিয়েছে যে বাংলার পাশাপাশি ইংরেজিতেও দক্ষ হতে হবে। একটি দেশের উন্নয়ন নির্ভর করে সে দেশের মানব সম্পদের উপর। মানব সম্পদ যদি শক্তিশালী হয় তাহলে দেশের উন্নয়ন সম্ভব। এই মানব সম্পদের উন্নয়ন হতে হলে অবশ্যই বাংলা এবং ইংরেজি দুটোই সুশিক্ষিত হতে হবে। পৃথিবীর প্রায় 350 মিলিয়ন লোক ইংরেজি ভাষায় কথা বলে এবং 60টি দেশের মতো দেশ 60টি দেশ এর ইংরেজি ভাষা হলো অফিসিয়াল কার্যক্রমের ভাষা হলো ইংরেজি। সুতরাং আমাদের ইংরেজি ভাষায় পারদর্শী হতে হবে এবং সেই পারদর্শী হওয়ার জন্য আজকের এই উদ্যোগ। আমরা যখন স্কুল কলেজে পড়াশোনা করেছি আমরা কিন্তু এই সুযোগটা পাইনি, যার জন্য আজকে ইংরেজিতে ফ্লুয়েন্টলি কথা বলতে পারি না। ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে যখন পড়াশোনা করি তখন ইংরেজি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কোর্স করার জন্য অনার্স প্রথম বর্ষে আমরা একটা অ্যাডমিশন টেস্ট দিয়েছিলাম। সেই অ্যাডমিশন টেস্টে উত্তীর্ণ হতে পারি, দ্বিতীয়বার দিয়ে উত্তীর্ণ হতে পারি, তৃতীয়বার সময় আমি উত্তীর্ণ হই এবং 1 বছরে একটা ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কোর্স করেছিলাম। সেই ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কোর্সে অনেক কিছু শিখতে পেরেছিলাম এবং ওই সময় আমি কিছুটা ইংরেজি কথা বলতে পারতাম, কিন্তু এখন চর্চা না থাকার কারণে সেটা হ্রাস পেয়েছে। এবং আমি মনে করি তোমাদের একটা সুযোগ এসেছে এই কলেজে যে ইংরেজি এই যে ডিবেটিং কোর্স বা ইংলিশে এটা যদি তোমরা শিখতে পারো তাহলে তোমরা আমি মনে করি তোমরা তোমাদের যে লক্ষ্য সেই লক্ষ্যকে তোমরা বুঝতে পারো। ইংরেজি শিখতে যারা শিখেছ বা শিখতে যাচ্ছ তারা অবশ্যই পরবর্তী তোমাদের সুন্দর একটি ক্যারিয়ার গ্রহণ করতে পারবে। তারা বিভিন্ন ভালো ভাইবা বোর্ডে বিভিন্ন চাকরিতে তারা ভালো করতে পারবে এবং ভবিষ্যতে বুঝতে পারবে। কিছুদিন আগে আমার বড় বোনের মেয়ে সে বিসিএস ভাইবা দিতে গেছে, রিটেন খুব ভালো পরীক্ষা দিয়েছে। তার প্রথম চয়েস ছিল প্রশাসনে যাওয়া এবং পররাষ্ট্র ক্যাডারে যাওয়া। সে ভাইবা বোর্ডে গিয়ে যখন ফেস করছে তখন তাকে জিজ্ঞেস বলা হয়েছে যে তোমার রোহিঙ্গা ক্রাইসিস নিয়ে তোমাকে কিছু বলতে হবে। তো সে কিছু বলতে 2-3 লাইন বলতে পারছে আর বাকিটা পারে না। তারা সেটা ভালো চোখে দেখেনি যে ফরেন অ্যাফেয়ার্সে তারপরে প্রশাসনে বা অন্যান্য ক্যাডার যেতে হলে অবশ্যই তাকে ইংরেজি পারদর্শী হবে। আমি মনে করি তোমরা আজকে সেই সুযোগ পেয়েছো, পেতে যাচ্ছ, এটার চর্চা যদি তোমরা করো তাহলে অবশ্যই তোমরা সমস্ত পরীক্ষা তোমরা ভালো করবে। আমার বন্ধু এখন পররাষ্ট্র ক্যাডার একজন আছে, আমার রুমমেট, সেও ইংলিশ স্টুডেন্ট ছিল, সেও ভালো ইংরেজি পারতো, এখনো সে একটা ভালো অবস্থানে আছে তার পররাষ্ট্র ক্যাডারে। আমি যখন ইউনিভার্সিটি পড়তাম তখন ইংরেজি ভালো অনুবাদ করতে পারতাম না, আমার রুমমেটকে আমি আমার অনুবাদ ইতিহাসের অনুবাদ করতে দিতাম, সে সুন্দর অনুবাদ করে দিত এবং ইংরেজি বই আমাকে দিত, বলতো যে তোমার ইচ্ছে মতো 10টা ইংরেজি শব্দ ধরো। আমি যেগুলো প্রচলন নাই, যেগুলো ব্যবহার হয় না, ওগুলো ধরতাম, ওগুলো তুমি পারতেন, মানে পুরোটা। তো তোমরা সেইভাবে তোমরা সুশিক্ষিত হও, মানে পুরো ইংরেজি গ্রামার ইংরেজি ডিকশনারি তোমরা মুখস্থ করে ফেলো। আশা করি তোমরা অবশ্যই ভালো হবে, সুশিক্ষায় শিক্ষিত হবে এবং দেশকে অনেক এগিয়ে নিতে হবে। সেই প্রত্যাশা রেখে আমি আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করি। ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you, sir, for his direction speech. Now I would like to invite Muhammad Abdul Rashid, Vice Principal of Sherpur Govt College, and our favorite sir in English.
Hello everybody, very good morning to all of you. At the outset of my speech, I'd like to thank especially all you guys that you are hundreds of students here. English, that if we organize any cultural program, we don't find our students interested in that program, but English as a foreign language. And it is very much difficult to somebody, but you have turned up here, you have come here to listen this debate competition, to attend this party, and this is very much encouraging that all our students are very much interested either in taking part or at least they love hearing or listening English debates. This is very much encouraging. So, Honorable Chairman, Mr. Mentor, Shankar Karwa Shibu, and our Chief Guest, Professor Mohammad Sarwar Jahan, Honorable Principal of the College, and Honorable Secretary of the Staff Council, Mr. Abdul Razak Khan, and Honorable Main Speaker, SM Farid Ahmed, Assistant Professor Munira Parveen of English, Lecturer Mr. Khalid Hussain, and there is also our Mushir Rahman, Assistant Librarian cum Cataloger, also the Assistant Mentor of the Debating Club, Sherpur College Debating Club. So, when my students, especially some of the students of the Debating Club went to me and asked me that they would like to organize such a program, I was very much happy and I was very much delighted, and I agreed that okay, it is a very noble purpose, and this program must be implemented, and this is, I think, this is a moment of history. It's a history, and we are proud members, we are proud part of history that in a district level college we are going to organize, we are going to hold a debating competition in English. When hundreds of students, thousands of students fail in English, they don't know how to write a single correct sentence. And when our academic standard is falling down and down gradually, in that perspective, in that condition, such a program will certainly go a long way in enhancing, in improving, in developing our skill. So, with a view to developing our skill, particularly in speaking, okay, you guys, you can write pages after pages, but expressing yourself needs courage, needs practice only. So if you practice, if you speak with yourself, if you practice speaking with your friends, if you write messages over Messenger or Facebook, sometimes we write Bangla messages using English letters. I'm giving an example. Bikale Ashio, Bikale, B-I-K-E or K-A-L-E, Bikale. So why? Come in afternoon, come in the afternoon, or come in the morning. So this is nothing but a matter of practice. When I was a trainee at Naim Dhaka, it was in 1997. There was a debate competition among teachers. We were teachers of English. When the debate competition was there, when the authority told us that particularly the teachers from different government colleges should participate in this program, many of our colleagues said, no, I can't. I can speak in the classroom, but speaking in a huge auditorium, speaking in front of so many learned people is very much difficult. At that time, I saw that two guys, one is a teacher of botany and another is a teacher of sociology from Kumudini Government College. Okay, they took part and they debated with us, and their performance was very much praiseworthy, very much appreciating. So, what I like to tell you is that just have courage, just forget about what other people say. Your slogan should be, I don't care. I don't care. When you talk with your friend, somebody will not take it easily. They will criticize you, they will discourage you. Our environment is like that. They will never encourage you. They will never push you forward, but they will pull you back. So, you should have that slogan that whatever you think about me, whether you encourage or discourage me, that doesn't matter. I like to go forward speaking English. That is the main thing. It needs only practice. Okay, even if your friend does not cooperate, does not help you speaking, you can speak with yourself. Suppose you can say that I am Abdul Rashid, I am a teacher, I am a vice principal of the college. What should I have to do? What have I to do? What should I do or what shouldn't I do? If I do this, how is it going to be accepted by my colleagues, by my teachers, by my students? So, in the morning I did that thing. That was not right. So you can speak with your own self. That will help you greatly. And we organized a training program for the teachers at Sherpur Govt when I was a teacher there. And we invited a teacher from a private university. And he said that when I was a student, I practiced talking in my room, in my mess. And I said that, oh fan, you are my friend. When I feel hot, you give me cool air. So I love you. And he said that, oh my window, you are also a good friend to me. You give me light, you give me air. Yeah. Without this window, this room could have been very dark and very stuffy. So I need your help. And when one day he was speaking with some pots, with some pens or some windows, the Moa, the maid servant, went to another of his friends and she called him, dear, that my brother has gone mad. He's talking with the pen, he's talking with the chairs and tables. But he said that, no, I never felt disappointed. I went on and on. I went forward and forward. And finally, I became a teacher in a private university. So, what I tell you is that you should have courage. Now, Priti Akhtar, please come on the stage. Shalchabil Dugdana, come on the stage. And Ripon, please come on. Okay, Shalom is there. I haven't forgotten that. I don't forget. Uh, can you tell me why I have called these four people here? I like to introduce. Perhaps you all know them, and you have seen their performance in television, in BTV. This Emon, he is now a student of management third year. He is a national champion in debate. So he is our pride. We feel really proud of him. He brought a great honor for our college. And here is Priti Akhtar. He is the best speaker. She is the best speaker. She was selected best speaker in the debate competition. And there is Salsaville Durdana. And also there is Shaurabh. And if you have watched their debate performances in YouTube, there is a link. You can get the link and you can watch it. And it's really very much encouraging. This is very much praiseworthy, appreciating. Their performance was so excellent and we are proud of them. Okay, so no more today. So many speakers are there. Final and the last word is that please go on practicing. Without practicing, you cannot speak fluently. Your fluency needs nothing but practice. Okay. So many great things, so many novel things, so many innovative ideas are there. Two debating competition will go on side by side. One is Bangla debate will be on, and English debate will be also going on side by side. So please participate in this and enrich your standard. Thanks everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would like to thank him especially for his encouraging speech. There is a saying in Japanese. I am translating in English. If one can do, I can do. If none can do, then I must do. The saying I told just was for English is just like a language. It's not more than that. So if they can do, why can't we? Why can't us? We also can. Now I would like to invite our honorable chief guest and principal of our college, Sherpur Govt College, MD Sarwar Jahan, for his speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. English Speaking and Debate Workshop 2020. Present special guest, Efficient Vice Principal, Professor Mohammad Abdul Rashid, Secretary of Staff Council, Mohammad Abdul Razak Khan, Head of the Department English, other teachers, mentor of Debating Club, Jolab Sherpur Govt, other colleagues, and their students. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Practice make a man perfect. I have no practice to speak in English, but I am very glad to you and debating club, member of debating clubs, to arrange these debates. So I thanks to all. This type of workshop to increase the efficiency to speak in English. So I am pleased to you. So many thanks to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we're heading towards our main part, our workshop part. For our workshop session, I would like to invite our main speaker, S.M. Farid Ahmed, Head of the Department of English, Sherpur Govt College.
In such jubilant gathering, in such an winter morning, I like to offer my heartfelt gratitude and salam to the Honorable Principal of this college, Professor Muhammad Sarwar Jahan sir, and our Honorable Vice Principal, Professor Muhammad Abdul Rashid sir, the Secretary of Teachers Council, Abdul Rajak sir, and we have amongst us the head of the Department of Political Science, Sherpur Govt sir, my other colleagues of English department, and our esteemed librarian, and here present the members of Sherpur Government College Debating Club, and my dear students who are attending this program. The workshop is on debating, English speaking. Actually, it is not unknown to us the importance of learning English, of knowing English. Actually, this thing has been done by the colonial power, British colonial power. They ruled over us for about 200 years. And they have instilled their language, their culture to in their subcontinent. In that period of time, the people who knew good English, who could communicate with the ruling class, with the government officials, with the British people, they would get maximum benefits. They would get the best jobs, government jobs, and they were very much honored by the people. So that thing is still going on. And it will go on, we don't know, for quite a long time. Because even now, at this moment, the superpower of the world, the most powerful nations in the history of the earth are the English-speaking countries. The first among them, you can mention the name of the USA, the UK, Australia, Canada, the greatest powerful countries, rich countries, scientifically and technologically developed countries are the English countries, English-speaking countries. So, if you, and even in our own country, if you like to get a good job, or if you like to obtain higher degrees, then you must know English, because the best books of science and technology are written in English language. There are so many books of science and technology which have still not been translated into Bengali. So when you will go to study medicine or engineering or any other such subjects like physics, chemistry, and so on, you will not get any Bangla version of such books of higher studies. So you must know English, learn English. The necessity of this language can never be refused, can never be denied. So dear students, I'm really very happy, I'm really very glad that you have, the students of Sherpur Govt College are so much curious, are so much interested in English language. You have a desire, you have an intention to learn the language, to know the language. It's definitely a very, very positive sign. I appreciate it. So, lots of thanks to you that you have the urge, you have the intention to learn the language. The fact is that most of our students, almost all of our students, are very much afraid of English. It's a matter of fright. It's a frightening thing to them. They're afraid of English. This is why in our academic results, academic performances, we see that most of the students got a very sorry figure in the examinations. And the students who failed in the exams, most of them failed in English. Almost all of them failed in English. So, English has become like a ghost. The language has become like an apparition to us, which frightens the people. So, dear listeners, actually, if we take it as a challenge to learn a language, it's not matter at all. Just your interest and your initiative is necessary for learning a language. For example, I think you have heard about Dr. Muhammad Shahidullah, one of the renowned linguists in the history of the world, Dr. Muhammad Shahidullah. And he knew 18 languages. He could speak 18 languages. And one and half a dozen of languages. And I'd like to share my own appeal with you. I myself can speak 6 languages. I can talk 6 languages. Should I count them? Yes, sir. You know, Bangla is my own mother tongue. And English is my subject of study. I have done my honors and masters in English language and literature. So, it's my field of studies. And I can speak Arabic very fluently because I worked as a lecturer and I was posted in Madinah al-Munawwarah. So, I can one is the written form or standard form, and another is the colloquial form of Arabic. So I have learned both the forms of Arabic language. Then I can speak Urdu very fluently because in order to spend 4 months in Tabligh, I went to Pakistan. And the Pakistani people were amazed at my performance, at my fluency in Urdu. And very often they asked me, when they knew that I am not a Pakistani and I have gone there from Bangladesh, they would ask me, is your language Urdu? I simply told them, no. We have a different language that is called Bangla. The name of my own language is Bangla. Then they asked me, is the alphabet of your language like Urdu? No. I replied, no. We have a quite different alphabet. Then they became very much astonished. Then how can you speak so fluently? How can you speak Urdu so much fluently? So it's another language, and I can speak Hindi because Urdu and Hindi are very similar. Though their alphabet is different, but most of the words and the way of speaking is very much closer. And I know another language which is a bit rare, that is Malay language. Let me speak Malay language. Apa namamu? Apa kabar? Apa kabar means how are you? Apa kabar? Kabar baik. I'm well. Kabar baik. So, in this way, Alhamdulillah, including my own mother tongue, I can use 6 languages. So I can claim myself to be the Naki of Dr. Muhammad Shahidullah. Dr. Muhammad Shahidullah could use 18 languages. Maybe his son could use 12 languages. So, dear students, I am really very much encouraged and very much happy for your presence here, for your interest in learning the language. As I was talking before, our students their attitude is not actually, is not good. Those who are better students in our classes, their target is to get the A+. How they can get A+. And the students who are dull, comparatively dull in the class, their target is to obtain a pass mark. Just to get a pass mark. 33%. So, they go to the teachers who give them a sheet of paragraph, and there are several gaps, blanks, and the teacher say that if you learn this paragraph, you'll be able to answer 20 paragraphs. You'll be able to answer 20 paragraphs. So, our students who are afraid of English,
they also take it very lovingly. Okay? They think it's a very easy way to get Pasman. So they study it and they memorize the paragraph. But actual situation, what is the actual situation? The actual circumstances is like this. Suppose somebody asked you, what is your father's name? And you replied, my Dulabhai is the SP of Sherpur. Someone asked you, what's your father's name? What did you tell? You told, my Dulabhai is the DC of Sherpur. Does this reply go with the question? Is there any consistency between the question and the answer? No. Sit down. So, the answer by one format of paragraph is like that question and that answer. This is the situation. Our students, our learners, actually don't want to learn. They don't want to know. They want only to pass. They want to get only the certificate. They know certificate. They don't have any interest in learning. This is the problem. If anyone is actually serious, and if anybody wants to learn, I think it's not difficult at all. It's not difficult at all. So dear students, I think your forward march to start debating in English. You have already a club, debating club in this college. And so far, you are holding debates in Bangla mostly, I think. So now, you have been holding different sessions on debating only in Bangla. From today, you are going to start a new branch of debating in English. Thank you very much. I think as you have been able to become successful in Bengali debating in the national level, in the same way, our students of Sherpur Government College will be able to do much more better performance in the national level. Actually, what we need is the courage, is the impetus, is the intention, is the determination. Determination is the main thing. We need the confidence. If people can speak English, why shall I not be able to do it? Why shall I not be able to speak this language? So many people in the world are speaking English. You see, our neighboring country, India, there are so many, even the common people, even the people of the lower level of the society, they also can speak good English. Even a shoemaker, or a film star, or a player, or a hairdresser can speak very good English, fluent English. But it's really a matter of regret that in our country the scenario is totally different. In our country, most highly educated people even cannot speak English. Even the teachers of government colleges or the university teachers, they can't speak correct English. They can't speak fluent English. What's the reason? The reason is the lackness of practice. The lackness of practice. We don't practice. But in India, the people have to practice English intentionally or unintentionally. They are bound to practice English. Why? Actually, do you know the status of English language in our country? In this audience, who can say the status of English language in Bangladesh? Is it a second language here or a foreign language? English language. What is the status of English language in our country, in Bangladesh? Second language. I am sorry to disagree with you. Actually, the status of English in our country is, English is a foreign language in Bangladesh. And in India, English is considered to be the second language in India. Why? Then we should know what is the first, what is the second language and what is the foreign language. Then it will become clear to us. Am I right? Should we know the difference or not? What's your opinion? We should know the difference between a foreign language and a second language. Am I right? Actually, English enjoys the status of a foreign language in Bangladesh because in the geographical limit of Bangladesh, we have only a single language. All the people, 17 crore or 18 crore people use only a single language, that is Bangla. It's a common language. There is no other language in our country. There is some minor groups or tribal people who may have their own languages, but their number is very, very negligible. Even those tribal people or minority groups can speak Bangla well. The Chakma, the Mog, the Murom, the Tipra. These people can speak Bangla very clearly. And they understand Bangla very clearly. Okay? So, in Bangladesh, we don't have the need of a second language for common use or common communication. But in India, it's a huge country. There are a lot of states. Almost 25 or 26 states there. And there are hundreds of languages. The people of India speak hundreds of languages. There are Kerala, Bangla, Oriya, and so many languages. So the people of Kerala, when they come to the West Bengal, where Bangla is the language, they don't understand Bangla language. So they are bound to use a common language, that is English. They use English as a common language for the communication among themselves. In a single country, when different people use different languages, they need a common language to communicate among themselves. That is called the second language. So, English is used as a second language in India. English is used in Bangladesh as a foreign language. This is the difference. Okay? So all things depend on practice. Suppose a man from Kerala or Maharashtra came to West Bengal and he went for dressing his hair, then he must talk to the hairdresser in English. Both the customer and the hairdresser should have a common language to use. That is English in India. So the status of English in India is the second language, and the status of English in Bangladesh is the foreign language. So how to learn a foreign language? How to learn a foreign language? Okay, I am making my speech short. Sit down, please. Right. So, dear students, some of our students have a practical class. I am not making my speech longer anymore. I can assure you that if you are interested and if you like to practice English, in order to learn a language, you must develop 4 skills. First of all, listening. Second, speaking. Third, reading. Fourth, writing. These 4 skills. In order to learn a language, you will have to develop these 4 skills of language. Okay? If you want to learn English, if you are really interested in learning English, then we, the Department of English, is always by your side. Whenever you need any assistance or any kind of cooperation, we will extend our help and assistance to you very gladly. Okay? So, thank you all. Thank you very much. I wish all out success. May you succeed in your enterprise. May Allah bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your very important session. Now, I would like to invite MD Khalid Hussain, Lecturer of Department of English, Sherpur Govt College, to take his second session. I request you to take your seat. We will...
Okay, dear students, I have come to know that you are going to participate in a debate competition tomorrow, and I have been told to select a topic for you who are going to participate in the debate competition. I have recently, or suddenly you can say, I have made 3 topics, or I have chosen 3 topics. The first one is ICT education is going to take the control of the future one. The second one is people are afraid of learning English because it is a foreign language. The third one is attitude is the main problem in the way of learning English. Which topic do you prefer to debate? The second one. The first one. The third one. How many do you go for the first one? I am repeating. I repeat. ICT education is going to take the control of the future world. How many of you do want to debate on this topic? How many ICT education is going to take the control of the future world? The second one, people are afraid of learning English because it is a foreign language. of doubt. Okay, give your opinion. Which topic will be suitable for us to make a debate? First one, okay. Last one. Attitude is the main problem in the way of learning English. Okay, this is going to be the your topic for tomorrow. And I have been told to give you information that you are going to get a certificate who have participated here today. This certificate will be provided to you tomorrow. This information has been given to you. I am transferring this information to you that you are going to get a certificate. And now the most important thing, that how to speak English. The most common question or the most common wanted thing that you want to know as a student, not only as a student but as a man, as a speaker of second language, we all want to know how do I get fluent in English. This is the most common question. How can I become myself fluent in English? Is it or not? This is the most important thing that we want to know. How can? If you look at the students, they always have a struggle to overcome this language. If you look at the employers, at the employees, every types of people are trying hard to cope with this language. You know, the future world is going to be a globalized village, not world. We are going to live in a globalized world. Is it going to be called world or village? Village. The technicians or technologists, the scientists, all are preparing to live at all the signs that are indicating that we are going to live in a globalized village. In a globalized village, the only communicative language will be English for many different reasons. So it will be very much important for us to know to speak English. The only thing or the most important thing that you can do to learn English is that you have to learn it. Whenever I was a student like you, we had a passage at intermediate level. There were two definitions of learning. One is called acquisition and the other is learning. Acquisition is the natural process, the way we learn our mother tongue. And learning is a conscious way. As English is not our own language, it is a foreign language. In many parts of the world, it is called the second language. In the perspective of Bangladesh, you can also say it is a second language. Sometimes you can also say that it is a foreign language. Whatever. The main purpose of all is that we have to learn how to speak English fluently. And for this reason, we need to do something. The first thing that we have to do, we have to be determined that we want to speak English. If you become determined, then you have the way and you will have the courage and you will have all the things that can come to you and you will be able to overcome them. Many instructors, there are many instructors around the world who are talking about the ways of learning English. Most of the instructors of the world who advises to learn English in a proper way, they suggest that there are 8 things that you have to do. When I came to this room, I note down these points for you, only for you. There, the first thing, that you have to get motivated. The motivation should come from the inner self. You know the inner means? From the inside of the heart, from the core of the heart. The first thing, you want to debate in English. Just think that you are debating in a language. Just forget that you are speaking a foreign language. Don't get panic about the grammatical mistakes, about the mistakes that you are going to make. Mistakes is a part of speaking. Whenever you are going to speak, you will make mistakes. This is very common thing. even the native speakers make grammatical mistakes. So we should not be concerned about the grammatical mistakes at the time of speaking. This is the first thing. This is the way how you can motivate yourself. Even when we speak Bangla, most of us don't know how to speak Bangla language in a proper way. আমরা কি সবাই বাংলায় ঠিকভাবে কথা বলতে পারি? না. Then why are we going to take pain whenever we are going to speak English? The first thing you have to something in English. You can speak English. You have to discourage in yourself. This is not going to be installed in you by others. Is it? Is anyone is going to install this in yourself? This comes from the core of your heart that you can motivate yourself. You can speak English. It doesn't matter whether you are making mistakes or not. The second thing, I'm going to take 5 more minutes. Do you have the patience to listen my speech? Yes. Okay. The next thing, the first thing what I told you, you have to involve yourself to be self motivation. কি করতে হবে? নিজেকে মোটিভেট করতে হবে. Have you got the point? And this will come from the inner self, not anyone going to set it on you. The second thing that you can do whenever you are learning English, that you have to read a lot. What will you read? Textbook, magazines, newspapers, storybooks, any items you want, you are interested in, you can read. You should find the difficult topics, but not too much difficult that will discourage you reading the book. বুঝছো কি বলছি? The thing that you have to do, you have to read a lot, because reading will make you a step closer to speak English, because reading will increase your vocabulary. That is very much essential whenever you are going to speak. And you have to choose your topic, not too much difficult, but difficult. The difficult that will give you challenge, that you are not fit, you are not suitable to read or to go through this passage, but not too much difficult that will discourage you to give up reading. Have you got the point? This is the thing that you have to do. Then we got 2 points if we want to speak English. The first one, we have to get motivated. The second one, we have to what? We have to read. The third thing, or the third one that we can do, we should involve ourselves to a school. What does school mean? An institution. It can be formal or informal. And in that school, you should have a good instructor. An instructor who is going to help you, who will motivate you to be encouraged. That is called, you are going to have at Sherpur Govt College, under the direction of the Sherpur Govt College Debating Club, that you are going to participate in the English debate competition. So from this point of view, we can say that you are going to have a school at this college premises. Right or wrong? কি পাচ্ছ না? এখানে তোমাদের এখন একটা কি হবে? ইংরেজিতে ডিবেট হবে। তাহলে এটা তোমরা পেতে যাচ্ছ। This is called, I am going to this college in school or language club that you are going to have. And here you need an instructor who will always direct you, or who will always encourage you. The fourth one, you have to write regularly. Most of you know, I tell you to write every day some sentences, some lines in English. Writing is such a quality that will enhance the power of speaking. The fourth thing, write something, write at least 10 sentences whatever you think, whatever comes to your mind in English. I have told you to do, or I am asking you to do 4 things whenever you are trying to speak English. The first one is get motivated. The second one is read. The third one is go to a language club. The fourth one is write something every day. The fifth one, that is the easiest way of speaking or learning English, is to listening. We are using Facebook, we are using YouTube, we are using a lot of social sites. And this is the easiest way of having the pronunciation, the vocabulary of the people around the world who are speaking English. The listening, you can listen to music, you can listen to great speeches of the famous persons like Malala Yousafzai. You know who is she? The youngest Pakistani, the youngest one to receive Nobel Peace Prize in the history of the world. Listen to their speech. Listen to the speech of Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Clinton, or any other. Listening. This is the most important thing that is going to help you a lot. The sixth one that you have to do, you have to speak. And I must say, the only way of speaking is to speak. The only way of speaking is to speak. কথা বলার একমাত্র উপায় কি? কথা বলতে হবে। অধিকার চাওয়ার একমাত্র উপায় কি? অধিকার চাইতে হবে। The only thing you can do whenever you are speaking, that you have to speak. And the seventh one that you have to do, it is very much connected to the sixth one. That is that you have to involve yourself in conversations. The vice principal said that whenever we are speaking with others, some may criticize us, some may humiliate us, some may discourage us. You are speaking English. ভাবলই ছেলেটা ইংলিশ বলে বাংলা বল. These types of happenings can happen to your life. Whenever you are trying to get involved yourself, you are going to involve yourself in any types of conversation. Then what will you have to do? You should try to have a conversation with your friends, with your parents, with your youngers in the classroom. Even if you don't get anyone to have a conversation, you can continue conversation with yourself, standing before a mirror. This is the thing that you can do. How many of you are going to do this thing if you try to learn English? How many of you? এই কথাগুলো কে মানবা যদি ইংরেজি শিখতে চাও? আমি মানবো। সবাই মানবা? তাহলে সবাই বলতে পারবা। And come to the last point. I told you I'm going to discuss about the 8 things that you need to practice whenever you are trying to speak in English. The last one, and this is the most important one, have realistic goals. বাংলায় যদি এই লাইনটাকে বলি, বাস্তবসম্মত লক্ষ্য ঠিক করো ইংরেজি শেখার জন্য। Some says that you are going to have fluency in speaking English within 30 days. 30 দিনে ইংরেজি শিক্ষা, 15 দিনে ইংরেজি শিক্ষা, আছে না? Don't let you fly in this type of conversation. এই ধরনের জিনিসের মধ্যে নিজেকে ভাসিয়ে দেব না। We have a realistic goal. আমাদের লক্ষ্যটা বাস্তবসম্মত হতে হবে। How can we make our dreams realistic? Anything that you want to learn, anything, you need 3 things. The first one, you have to have sincerity. The second one, you have a positive attitude. And the third one, you have to work hard. So time fixing or a fixed time can never help you learning anything. It is a type of bogus. It is an English word. It is an English word. It is not a fraud that you are going to have fluency within 30 days. We learn our mother tongue after having a lot of conversation here about 10 years. Then how are you going to have command over in a foreign language within only 13 days? Is it appreciable? Never ever. You have to have three things. Whenever you are learning anything, the first one, you have to have sincerity. Then the second one, you have to have a positive attitude that I can do it. Swarup said, a Japanese saying that if none is ready to do, then I must do. কেউ যদি করতে না চায় আমি করব. This is the positive attitude that you should have. And the third one, I told you, as you know, there is no shortcut to success. So you have to be a hard worker. If you look around the world, if you keep your eyes around the world, all the famous persons of the world were and are hard workers. You know about Tim Cook, CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Apple Incorporation. He rises up or he gets up from bed at 5 p.m. early in the morning. When do you get up? You know better. Some of us always gets up late. Who gets up early in the morning, he gets enough time to do his duties properly. If you want to be a hard worker, then the first habit that you have to grow up in yourself, be positive to yourself. We always set alarm in the morning to get up, right or wrong? But when the alarm sounds, we make a snooze. After 5 minutes, the alarm is going to snoozing you. Snooze means dhakka dewa. Our sound korbe. 5 minutes por amra set kori. Let me sleep for 5 minutes, please, mom. We always do the same thing. If you want to get up 5 minutes later, then you set your alarm 5 minutes late. Not 6 a.m. You can set your alarm 6 past 5. This is the attitude that you have to change whenever you are learning English. This is the thing. This is the only way. These are the things. There are many other ways people are talking about. But these 8 things. Once again, for the last time. Just for today. There are 8. Repeat with me. The first one, get motivated. The second one, read. The third one, engage yourself to a language club. The fourth one, write. The fifth one, listening. The sixth one, speaking. The seventh one, conversation. And the third one, have realistic goals. Don't let yourself be fixed that I am going to have control over this within 30 days or within 40 days or within 50 days. Work hard from now onwards, then you will be able to learn English. You will be able to have a good command over the language. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Please keep quiet. I've got something for you.